all roads lead to Lusaka this morning. A number of African leaders will grace the inauguration of President-elect Hakainde Hichilema. The 59-year-old beat incumbent President Edgar Lungu in the presidential election. And some of those expected to attend the swearing-in include South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, Zimbabwe President Emmerson Mnangagwa, as well as Botswana's President Mokgweetsi Masisi. But for more on this story, freelance journalist Carien Du Plessis speaks to us all the way from right here in Johannesburg. Carien, a very warm good morning to you, and thank you for your time this morning. Now, today, a Tuesday, ordinary Tuesday in South Africa, but of course all the way in Zambia, declared a public holiday just for this special day in the country where it is, of course, the inauguration of Hakainde Hichilema.
Oh, yes, good morning. And I kind of wish I could have been there because it sounds like it's going to be quite the occasion. I heard Musi Mamane say this morning that he's off to go there. He mentioned about the president's invited, but a lot of the opposition leaders in the region were also invited. I heard that EFF leader Julius Malema was also invited. I'm not sure if he's going. So I think it's a very interesting occasion in the history of Zambia and also quite possibly in the history of the region, because a lot of opposition candidates now see Hichilema's presidency as, there's hope for the opposition in the region that's been dominated for so long by liberation movements. Yeah. So I think it's quite a historic moment in terms of politics and electoral politics.
Right. And you're referring as well to the likes opposition, parties in the likes of MDC Alliance in Zimbabwe, giving them hope as political parties that they will see the change that they want within their country. But for the Zambians on the ground, I mean, what sort of tune of change are we seeing here for them? Because it is ultimately the voters who wanted this change. They made this decision. What does it mean for Zambians?
Yeah, this vote was interesting. I was there for the elections, and a lot of people were complaining that their kwachas are not buying them much anymore. Salaries have remained the same, but the kwacha versus the dollar, we can kind of identify in South Africa, but it lost, over the past decade, it lost even more value than the rand lost against the dollar. I think it was like 5 kwacha against the dollar in 2011, and now it's 20 kwacha against the dollars. So they want to see economic change. They want their money to be worth more. They want to be able to afford to eat more than once a day. But I don't think that they will immediately see these changes, unfortunately, because the Zambian economy is very overstretched. Its debt to GDP ratio is very. Its debt is higher than its GDP, which means that it had to default on some payments in recent months. And Hichilema has promised to fix all that. But in order to fix it, he's going to have to restructure the debt and to repay it. And that means no spending on social services and no spending on the free education that he's promised. So those things might have to wait. And I see some economists say it could take up to 3 years to get the debt issue sorted and to get the economy sorted.
With his background in business, Carien, do you think he's the best man for this job, with the promises he's making to, of course, turn around the economy, the promises he's making around, alleviating poverty within the country? Is he the best man for this job?
Well, I think in South Africa we know very well what, the story, because we've also got a businessman for a president. I'm not sure if he is the best man for the job. A lot of people that I asked who said they're voting against Lungu, I asked them, do you think Hichilema will be the best person for the job? And they said they don't know, they don't care. They just want to get rid of Lungu. So that would, I think that's an interesting question. He is business friendly, and we have seen the kwacha go up against the dollar after his election. We've seen the euro bonds were rallying. So the markets reacted favorably to his election. I think they see him as market friendly. They see him as somebody who will be predictable. Well, he promised to be predictable in his policy in terms of mining, for instance. Zambia is one of the largest copper producers in Africa, but the policy has been very unpredictable under former President Edgar Lungu. So Hichilema, I think he knows what business wants, just like President Ramaphosa in South Africa. But But we'll see how it. I mean, we'll have to see how it goes in the next 5 years.
Absolutely. We'll see how it goes indeed. Today, making it the official inauguration. I like the play on words, HH. I see how, of course, that plays out in his turn. But thank you so much, Carien Du Plessis, for joining me, freelance journalist, on the inauguration of Hakainde Hichilema. We know that only invited guests will be allowed to attend the inauguration due to COVID-19 protocols that have to be adhered to, amongst them being, of course, our very own South African President, Cyril Ramaphosa, releasing that statement that he will be indeed honouring that invite and witnessing the inauguration of Hakainde Hichilema of Zambia.